it's just so crazy. Just so crazy, like people's um the world these days. It's so crazy, so crazy. If when you go through many years or uh, an extensive enough amount of time, you you become more aware. You just look around, you see stuff. You become more aware about things that you weren't previously aware. People talk about depression. Oh, you're depressed. You go to a psychiatrist. You need to take drugs when you're depressed. But man, it's just depressing. Everything is just so it's depressing. You look around, it's depressing. You know, Western societies, we're just unhappier than ever. We're so everyone is so unhappy, and it's such a purposeless, sick world of loneliness. Okay, of fakeness, of superficialness. Does that exist? I don't know if that word exists, but this society is sick from within. Institutions. I just have so much to say, but it's just become hard to even record videos. I'm so darn lonely. I'm so lonely, so lonely. I and it seems like people are generally, especially. I mean, a family is rather important. If you have a family that if and you have like a good meaningful relationship with your family, like they're your friends, it's good. But it's also becoming even harder and harder these days. You see, but relationships in general, even family, like truthfulness has become so rare. Just the ability to just be yourself, just say what you think. Don't you guys think really saying what you think doesn't mean that you had being rude or something or hurting others. Saying what you think about yourself has become so hard. It's become so hard to say what you think even about yourself. Because well, at least I'm talking about my experience, but also what I look and I see all around. And you see it in social media and you see it all around. Everyone's just trying to be like as perfect as possible and say that you're the happiest person ever. Wait a second. Is it so happy if you look around? Are we supposed to be so happy as we look in social media? I mean, just look around. Just look around. So much suffering, so much injustice, so many horrible things around. I mean, I'm not saying people can't be happy, but the happiness that we see is just, it's really it's something that people are trying to show to others. And you look at social media, it's like you have to show this kind of like that you're this perfect, joyful human being that is like this shiny, happy person, you see, like in the song from REM. But people, society, it's really, it feels like it's really tired. People are, it's, it's just so purposeless, thoughtless, thoughtless. That's why studying sociology is so important. We have here in Brazil in high school, this sociology. It's been introduced as obligatory, but it's 1 hour a week. I think they have this class, and it's not really. It should be much more valued. What are people studying at school? They're studying the electronic distribution of atoms. I mean, is that useless in science? No, but why do people? Why is it that everyone has to learn at high school? It's obligatory. It's mandatory that they learn the electronic distribution of atoms and complex numbers and advanced. Not well. It's really quite advanced. The chemistry and physics that they teach in high school. I mean, science is important, but they're teaching things that are never going to be used by 99% of students and not teaching things that are so important. God, I mean, I have so much to say. So much to say about things that I see. Because when you're lonely for so long, you start thinking about so much. You start reflecting about so much. I have many ideas, but I feel like I have no channel, no means to really say that. I just have this, and I'm recording here this video, which how is anyone even going to find this video? in YouTube. I'm not gonna start sending this link. This I wanted this to people in my contacts. I just wanted this to be a channel that would grow like spontaneously and like from scratch, and that people. But how though? Like how are people gonna find it on YouTube? Uh, because you see, like my contacts, people that I know, and also think you guys that are watching. I mean, at least for me, I don't know if I'd feel comfortable sending these videos to many people in my context, maybe all most, just yeah, because I don't know, man. I don't know. It creates this kind of this atmosphere. This society is really you have to show yourself in a way to kind of protect. Anything can kind of ruin your reputation. Even it's not even anything. It's nothing wrong what I'm doing, but don't you guys understand how nowadays like it's such a judgmental society all around. I mean, there's nothing to judge. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just expressing myself. But they can try and nitpick anything and try and say, well, he said this. Look, I don't know. Well, whatever. This is not about me. What I was saying earlier was more important, much more important. What was I talking about? I just forgot. Shit. Well, let me try and remember. Oh, about schooling, the school system. Why is it that the school system doesn't change? We're teaching things that are not going to be used at all by students, by most of them, unless they become scientists, like in these very specialized areas, specific areas. I don't know. They're going to become a quantum physicist. They're probably going to use the electronic distribution, but well, most people aren't going to become quantum physics physicists. So why is it we should things that are important aren't taught, like law? Law is not taught at high school. Why on earth is it not taught in high school and also in middle school? It should absolutely be taught. It should absolutely law. People don't know about the laws of their country, how the state works, how laws work, how legislation works, how their laws, approved, votes, like the elections and politicians. What is the role of different of each, uh, of different um, different roles in politics. What is the role of different roles? No, it's just that I'm kind of tired. But so much that could be taught. Constitutional law, your rights, your fundamental rights, so much. Business law. You know, oh man, so much. Just think. It's just that the terms in English are different in Portuguese, but for commerce, business, work, anything in your life as a citizen, as part of a society that has laws, that has a state, that has democracy, you need to know how it works. The state, okay, like who you're voting for, like what is it that you need to ask of our representatives, of politicians, if you don't even know their roles, what they're supposed to do. You understand? Like, and how's money applied, taxes, everything, the Constitution, so much. Just think about it. So much that like anything, work, commerce, family, civil law, like everything, and the state and dynamics of all of that. Economics, finance. Why is that not taught at all? It's not at all taught at high school. How does economy work in your country? Like the dynamics of capitalism and how it works in business and big companies, and how does everything work so that people are aware. Work, what is work? Why does it exist in the way that it does exist nowadays? And so much about finance that people don't learn, and so much that is important that is not even mentioned while people are learning advanced mathematics, like complex numbers. Why on earth people don't need to know about complex numbers? It's important, but for mathematicians and people that are going to study this, scientists that are going to, it's important. I'm not saying it's not important, but people should be learning what's really meaningful for everyone as a citizen, like law, like sociology, like philosophy, like economy, like finance. This is really so important, and it's not even mentioned, barely mentioned. Here in Brazil, we have this sociology and philosophy that was introduced like a few years ago, and it's just 1 hour a week, barely nothing. So I have so much to say, guys. So much, so much. It's just hard to just be talking to this phone. It's better maybe than the walls because at least I publish it. But anyway, I'd rather be like making a stream or something, live stream, so that at least someone is watching, you know. Because this, I'm gonna publish it, but it's so hard that it's so unlikely. Well, it's unlikely that people will find that video, you know. But I'll try. I just have so much to say, guys. And just watch my first video. The purpose of this channel is just a channel for reflection, for people. I wanted to build like this community, and people will just be able to interact in meaningful ways, respectfully, and just this community where of really of light. And what I mean by light is just metaphorically this that will spread light to people in some way, be it through reflections, making people think, sharing like art and music and movies and good books that I want to share. I think I have valuable stuff to spread, and also people just in this community. I just wanted to be valuable in some way, just be valuable for people, even people maybe that are lonely can be here and just who knows, just talk to others and just a respectful place of humanity. Humanity like for being humane. This is just more. That's what humanity kind of needs. Humaneness, humaneness. There's so much cruelty in the world, in so many different areas. Like so many things that happen, and things that people aren't even aware of. Most people. Okay, so I'm involved with uh, like in my life, I've experienced a lot of abuse from psychiatry. I've been abused a lot, coerced, and many people are, and literally tortured by psychiatry, forcibly drugged, injected against their will with horrible poisonous drugs, even electroshocked against their will. And this is to me the most urgent, most horrible thing that goes on. I see nowadays the most urgent. It's so horrible, and it's just unscientific, obviously, and unethical. And the WHO already has just positioned itself like positioned oneself. Is that how you say it? Well, she written a report just uh, condemning this practice of coercion and even questioning the whole disease model paradigm that we have nowadays of diagnosis, which is also there's the history. If you look at the history of psychiatry, this started more with the DSM-3. Okay, this is for another video, but all of this whole disease model and ubiquitous use of psychiatric drugs all around. Okay, there's so many different problems, but I think coercion is just the most prominent one. Prominent is not the word. The, the worst, the most horrible of all, because I've been personally been through abuse in this way by the age, well, even before 18, but when I was 18, it was the worst. And I can talk in other videos about that specifically. And this is just one example. There's so many other things that go on, and maybe that are not so clearly just just clearly absurd. Like you have like coercion, like this that I just mentioned, but problems that seem more subtle, but that are real problems that create, like and in public health also, but and in many different. When I mention my more subtle, it has to do with what I was talking in the beginning, and purposelessness and the dynamics of life nowadays in society, and public health issues like corruption uh, in medicine and healthcare and like the pharmaceutical industry. Oh man, there's so much, but there's so much. And also I was watching some videos some days ago about uh, the meat industry, the whole meat industry. It's so cruel. Like I was watching videos of like exposing like just they put like hidden cameras in these places, and what goes on there. Like it's just so many animals that are slaughtered every year. I think it was about I was watching this talk. I think it was about 90 million 90 million animals killed every year, and it's just so cruel. And if you look at the meat industry, it's just so many animals, so much cruelty, and it's something that is not needed for survival. Much, well, on the contrary, it really it's harmful if you look at the effects of meat and animal products on our health. Uh, but well, this is also for another video. Just going through a lot of different points, things that are important to me. But well, guys, I'm just tired. I'm gonna make this video here real quick, and who knows? Maybe I'll try and publish it just right now. Try and edit it a few bits, but yeah, because I don't want to make these videos also too long because that's not good because then people don't really watch it, right? So yeah, I'll end it right here. Thanks, guys. Take care, and hope you like well, what I'm doing here in these videos in this channel. Maybe hopefully I'll be able to start making live streams. I need 50 subscribers for that, so if you want, just subscribe.